talk about how I don't like using dream books to interpret my dreams. But it is really important to have a vast understanding and library of the myths that are behind our current society, behind our existence, the myths that really fuel what we are all doing in our life. So when I first started getting involved in dream work, I was frankly starved for myth and metaphor and symbol. And a lot of this was because of what I had studied in school and college and grad school, right? Engineering. You don't get a very good mythic education in those classes. So I really didn't know about all the stories, all the archetypes that were really behind a lot of the things that I was experiencing in my life. So I went on a binge. I took classes from wonderful teachers who were able to talk about myth in a really enlightened way. So, often when we look at the standard way that myths are talked about in mainstream books, online, they're really skewed towards the values of our modern capitalist society, very skewed towards the patriarchal way of seeing the world. And that viewpoint is really very, very new in our world. And it's kind of damning, right? Like, why do I want to surround myself with myths that sort of show a paradigm that I'm not really excited about being in, right? So the amazing and fun thing is that you don't have to go back very far in the evolution of mythic stories to see where popular myths came from, right? What's the story behind the story? Okay, when they say that the knight killed the dragon, for example, what does that really mean, right? In that example, I've learned that when I see a knight killing a dragon, that's usually a civilization's way of saying that patriarchy, the elements of patriarchy took over, right? The dragon being the feminine. Whether we're aware of it or not, whether we actually have consciously learned these stories or not, they show up in our dreams. Even if we think that doesn't matter, it doesn't apply to us, they do, right? So it's just important to have a basic mythologic education when working with dreams, which are really, again, so much in the metaphoric and imaginal realms.